Yeah. It's the Book Eli.
It's the Book Eli Show, live and direct from the LRT. Living Room Talk. We got interviews, music, celebrities, and many, many more.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the boy, the Book Eli Show, back in direct. Another episode, another show, another situation we want to get into today. You know, I got my co-host, one of my co-hosts, my newest co-host. You know what I'm saying, in the building, my big cuz, Oliver, in the building, y'all. We want to make sure we make him feel welcome, y'all. All right? That's important. Check it out. We got some good topics today. Oliver is going to take lead here tonight. I'm just dying to hear what we're going to talk about because, you know me, I'm a very opinionative kind of guy. So, let's get to it, family. Talk to me. What we got going on, man? Talk me.
What's happening? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, start of Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrating. Peace and blessings to everybody. But check this out. Everybody, but check this out. So last night, I happened to go to a show. So let's talk about this show, right?
Okay.
And are you familiar with this? This is, I'm dating myself again, so I apologize in advance. So, you know, 80s, 90s, early 80s, early 90s, right? So you have the transition from disco, the start of hip hop, right?
Okay.
And then the show I went to last night had 95 South. You remember? It is, right?
Yeah, right.
Right, and we had CNC Music Factory. Now, question for you. Do you consider CNC Music Factory hip-hop?
Yeah, of course. Why you say that?
No, because, you know, like, yes, it is hip-hop, but I don't see them, to me, they were like groundbreaking door openers.
No, but it is still part of history. The reason why I say that it is part of hip-hop is because I'm from the hood, and I heard of it. And I blasted myself when I was a youngster. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta say that, and I'm hip hop is the core, but also hip hop. People misinterpret hip hop. I think hip hop is like it's like Africa, right? And there's different continents. So hip hop has different genres within itself. So we got trap, we got boom bap rap, we got, you know what I'm saying? We got horror hip hop. We have, you know, a drill hip hop. We have different versions. There's different continents that we're recreating of hip hop. So to me, yes, to answer your question without being too long-winded, that's hip hop to me. I just feel like it's a different genre of hip hop.
Okay, where do you put them in? What genre do you put CNC Music Factory in?
I can't think of another name, but
see,
I can't really.
To me it is right. And they had Martha Washington singing backgrounds with them. You know, Martha Washington, you know, she's a fantastic performer, right? But she wasn't there last night. But you know, CNC Music Factory is hard for me to even though Freedom, right? I met Freedom last night from CNC Music Factory.
How was that?
No, the show was kind of dope. I got to see 95 South. Yeah, I seen them before, right? But last night they went off.
They had a good time. Okay.
They put on a fantastic show. But you know, some of my friends who are in the same age bracket as me, I always used to tease them. Like, I used to listen to freestyle music. That's TKA, Suave, Cynthia. You know, all that stuff, right? And when you look at it from a different perspective as being a little bit older now, it's just like, yo, those songs are just about soap operas, and many of them dudes can't sing, right?
At all.
Okay, but I think I sent you the clip last night.
Lily. Go ahead.
But there was one lady, Mia. Her name was Mia. She just covered lip sync last night. But Cynthia can sing. Okay. Cynthia can sing. So that poses another question. Is there a genre of music that people would be surprised that you know? Like if you walked into a party, right? And let's say some song came on and people would look at you and be like, how you know that?
Right.
You have a song like that.
You asking me, is there a song that would I guess it when it first come on? Is that your question?
No. So let's say you were at a party, right? Right? and it wasn't a party of like black folks or whatever, right? It's
Right.
just a mixed party, right? And a
Okay.
song comes on, right? What would the song be if somebody saw you singing it, right, and would be surprised that you know the words to it? Like, for example, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like Tears for Fears, like back in the 80s, shout, shout, like people like, how you know that, you know?
Yeah, solid as a rock, you know, solid as a rock, you know, like shit like that, old school shit. I would definitely. That's before me, so I would know that song became in. To go even further out, that's not in my element. I would say, I think you mentioned something before. What's the name of that song you said in the group? You mentioned a group.
What was that?
It was. I don't want to sound ignorant by saying the wrong choice of words, so I'm just trying to think of it. It was a song that's not in the black community. I'm gonna say that, but you made a song. You mentioned a song, I believe, and I'm like, yeah, I know that song too.
Oh, Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears, shout.
Is that it?
Yeah. Tears for Fears, you know. No, I mean, that's like, you know. Like,
How it go? Wait, how it go? How it go? Tell me the first verse.
Shout, let it all out. These are the things that we do without. Come on, I'm talking to you.
Okay. It was that one too, I heard, but it was another one you said. I can't remember, but it's gonna come back to me. Don't worry about it, guys.
All right, don't think about it. It'll come back.
But go ahead.
So you know, it was like I was hating on freestyle music, right? So that poses another question. Like, so how does a genre of music, like, here's another one, like funk, right? When did funk end? And why did it end? So like, why did freestyle end? Why did that genre or style end and not nobody ever pick it up, right? So I was watching some stuff today, interesting tidbit about the Gap Band, right? Gap Band is known for funk, right? But the Gap Band's name is actually an acronym, right? Because they're from Oklahoma, right? And they're from the part of the city where the black folks live, where Black Wall Street was, right? So the name Gap Band is the three streets that intersected into their neighborhood that all represented something, right, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? So that little tidbit. So like, it's always curious, like hip hop being 50 now, right? And like you just mentioned, there's all kind of different versions. Like, so when I was coming up, it was just like, when I first moved to Miami, right? I went to a show, right? And hip hop, right? I can get from the beginning, right? I was like, what is that, right? Hip hop has evolved, right? Hip hop, you know, I'm listening to Kid and Play, Tribe Called Quest, you know, Black Sheep, you know, days, right? And I hear this thing, and it, you know, it sprinkled up into something else, right? And I had to adjust my mind into this Miami bass sound, right? So it took a little bit to get used to, but it's a curious thing. How does one set of music just stop, right? And nobody carries it forward with that style. You ever think about that? Like, so that was one of the conversations that we were having last night. But you know, music is a curious thing. I am not an expert in it, so y'all don't come after me, right? I'm just a personal.
Put the guns away, guys. Put the guns away.
You know, but you know what? Come after me. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Who wants to come after me? Come after me. Have a discussion, because I'm not scared of you guys. Okay.
Yeah. Let it be known.
Yeah, let it be known. So, like, how does something evolve, and how does something just die out like that, right? So that whole and I'm listening to the lyrics last night, the freestyle. I'm like, yo, these all sound like soap operas, right? So it was kind of curious, like, you know, back in the day, all them little b-boys and b-girls were all skinny and all that stuff. So it was nothing but, you know, middle-aged, fat old people trying to get back, you know, get down back in the day type of thing. It was a cool vibe. It was a cool vibe. It was good to experience that type of vibe last night.
So what would you say? What was your growing up? What was your favorite genre and why? And what genre have you have not listened to in a while, but you kind of miss it? What would that be? 2 questions in one.
Okay. You know what? I don't listen to as much music as I used to, and like I was like, I feel like I'm my father, right? Because back in the day, like I'd be like, Dad, can we put it on WKTU or can we put it on WBLS? And he wanted to listen to some stuff from the 50s, right?
Right.
I'm like, what is that, right? And of course, when Rap the Light came out, I knew all the words. And of course, he was like, why don't you know your schoolwork like that? What is that? What is that shit you're listening to? Right? What is it? Right?
Right.
So now, right? So now I'm at that's that same age, and I'm like, I'm trying not to be that old dude. I'm trying to like take in new music in small doses.
Right.
Small
Right.
doses,
Right. Right.
right? Like I like that whole mumble rap, I couldn't get down with it. But Kendrick Lamar, I could get down with. No.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference.
But I'm talking about newer stuff, right? So
Right. Right.
I think it's human nature to always go back to what you're comfortable with, right?
Right.
And what you know, right?
Right.
And you always go back to that. So one of the genre of music that I like and that I kind of miss is like house music.
Okay.
Right. So I come from that era where, like, once again, a genre of music died, disco died, and the transition from disco to dance music, techno, and house music. I like house music that incorporated like jazz in it as well. It's kind of like, it to me, it's kind of like you got some that's up tempo, and I like a little bit up tempo, and then some that's kind of like smooth, right? That's kind of smooth. So, and I don't know what they call stuff these days because everything's evolved and changed into something else. And
Right.
like I said, we all be like, hey, this is what you know, and this is kind of what you get kind of closed-minded, and not in a bad way, because like that's what you remember. Right? That's what your familiarity is with, as far as like, all right, this is what I listen to.
So real quick, before we end this first part of the chapter, let us run real quick. What would you say it's a hard no when it comes down to music for you? The hardest no, like I can't listen to it. It's not for me. Like you're not even going to even give it a second try. Like boom, nope, can't do it. And you could be more direct. You can actually name an artist's name. Let's get to it. What artist you
wait. You broke up there. So the question is, what artist or genre
or artists you would not talk to that's a hard no, like you won't give them a second chance?
I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one. And I'm not trying to be funny or something like that, because I appreciate the work that goes into it, right? I may not like it, right? But I'm gonna like you for the work that you put in to get to where you are, whatever that artist is, right? So there is some heavy metal stuff like I can only take in small doses, because that shit sounds like an alarm going off.
It could be that way.
Right?
Hey, teach his own. It is
right.
And
my little cousin went from playing classical music to playing this hard rock stuff, and I tried to like listen to it because he's performing, right? This heavy metal stuff, and I could only take it in small doses.
Got it. So that's
right.
That would be your hard no then.
No, like it's not a hard no. I'm gonna say yes, but we ain't going long term with it. We're not going long term.